Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is March 17th, 2021. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you out there. This is episode 236. We're looking at Robin Hood, Cult of the Spider Queen. Now, this is a one-shot expanded issue, so it was $5.99 for 30 pages of content. And it comes out from Zenoscope. I've really been enjoying the Robin Hood stories. They're fun. They've got a lot of action in it. She isn't a total action hero in these. So it's been quite the experience reading the last three arcs, even though this is really just a one-off. Okay, let's take a look at this cover here. We've got the Spider Queen behind her, and she's shooting an arrow. This scene is not actually depicted within this story, but both these characters are, so we'll give them that. Okay, this is taking place in New York, by the way. Robin Hood has seemed to set up home there. The writer on this is Joe Bruscia. The artist is Babusu Cortez. The colors are Juan Manuel Rodriguez, and the letters were done by Taylor Esposito. Okay, and we get a little blurb here about her adventures in Manhattan so far. And what this kind of picks up where Iron Maiden, the last arc, Iron Maiden, ended, where somebody had stumbled into the alleyway and came across the Spider Queen, and he was nabbed. Now, this picks up right here, Lower Manhattan. We've got a couple garbage collectors here with their truck, and they see this symbol here, and then one of the guys just saying, "That's really creeping me out." He goes, "Ah, you're a big chicken." And suddenly, both of them get nabbed by webs and pulled in. So the guy in the truck's waiting for him, says, "What the heck's happening? Where are they?" And he gets nabbed and pulled in. And he goes through his experience of meeting what I assume is the Spider Queen. As things just get worse and worse. In the meantime, Robin in Midtown is walking to see the special district attorney, the prosecutor, basically, who puts her on special cases lately, like the Iron Maiden one, for instance. And so she talks and gives her this new one about this Spider Queen cult, and has all these photos saying that wherever these murals of the Spider Queen appear, people have been disappearing. And again, we're introduced to Smitty, who's a very likable guy. He showed up in Iron Maiden, and he's been a lot of fun to have along. He's just very subtle and underplayed, but he's got some good quips. And Robin has seemed to have taken a little bit of a liking to him. Good person to have around. So he invites her to his lair, and she's gladly accepts because she knows that it's just loaded with all kinds of neat stuff, all kinds of weapons. He asks her about her knives, where she got them. She says Walmart, and he says, "Okay, we'll have to replace those." And he gives her a couple of these super sharp special metal knives. And he's also said, "I manufacture you a quiver worth of arrows, all different kinds." And so she's thankful that she's got a replenished supply and some enhanced upgrades here as well. Right off the bat, she comes across a gang of the Spider Queen cult, and they're harassing a young couple here. Now, it's not sure what happens to the couple, because they first get grabbed. Robin shoots a few arrows, takes them all down pretty much. We get this nice jumping action shot, the lightning behind her, and she just has a little bit of a fight, and then they all run off, and she doesn't know why. There's this hooded figure behind her that shows up and thwaps her with a string of web of its own. But before she does get stuck to the ground there, but before too much can happen to her, she lets loose with 3 arrows, pinning it down, and it runs off down into a manhole. which seems to be the place where these things are hiding out. So she goes down the manhole and falls as best she can, and doesn't know what she's going to find, but she comes across what appears to be a temple, and you can see the corpses up in the ceiling there attached, and they seem to be praising this idol here. And it turns out that they are spider creatures of themselves, half human, half spider, I would guess, or mostly spider. So she's got to take them all on at once, which she does using exploding arrows. She has a web arrow, special web arrow as well. What I like about her, Robyn, is she doesn't always guess right, and she gets stuck and get caught a lot of times, like she's caught in a web here. So she has to use her wits to get away, and things kind of are last minute, and sometimes she has a friend help her out too. So here she's able to use one of her burning arrows out of the quiver. She can't shoot it because her arms are pinned down, but she's able to drive it into the head of the spider, and it catches flame. So with one spider creature left, she uses the web arrow on it, catching it after she's taken out a couple others. She's quite the archer. So this thing just goes on and on. It's got a lot of good action in it, and she tries to talk to this thing, get information. It won't give her any, and then all these smaller spiders descend from the ceiling, which gives you a nice creepy feel. But they're there to devour the other spider creature, not touch her. But she goes ahead and lets loose with a napalm type arrow and just toasts them all. But she's being watched, little does she know. As far as she knows, she's kind of taken down the whole thing. So a few days later, she thanks Smitty by buying him a beer for all the new equipment that really helped her get through that. And they're covering up all the murals in the city as well, the Spider Queen, so that's making everybody feel a little bit better. I guess nothing really has happened too much, but we see a few of the spiders still going off in one direction and one climbing up into this building to give information to this person here. And I'm not sure who this person is, but it turns out she is the Spider Queen. As you can see her transform, she's able to transform from human to Spider Queen, and she's got somebody in the corner in a web that's going to be her lunch. So very good one shot here. I'm sure we'll see more of the Spider Queen perhaps in another arc coming up, but like I said, I've been really liking the Robin Hood series here. All the different arcs, they seem just to be a lot of fun to read, so recommend. Xanoscope has this movie club 21 coming up, and I guess it's a virtual cons that they're doing, so you might want to check that out. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So it's nice of them to do this, just in case there's no more regular cons to go to the rest of this year. Okay, Grim Universe, we have Dark Watchers featuring Gretel, and this is Brian Hawkins writing that. Grim Spotlight is the Black Knight versus Lord of Flies, and that's Joe Bruscia as well. Okay. Myths and Legends, Dark Princess, Joe Bruscia once again. Belle, Dead of Winter, that's Dave Franchini. These are all upcoming. Van Helsing, Hellfire, Joe Bruscia once again. And Liberty and Death, The Courier. I've been recommending this one as well. It's into its third issue on this particular arc. Ralph Tedesco is the writer on it. It's just been a lot of fun and very exciting as well. A lot of twists and turns and intrigue and conspiracy and whatnot going on in this. It is a future dystopian world that they are living in, but it's done very well, and there's a lot of danger in it, so recommend The Courier if you get a chance. Grim Fairy Tales, the Dark Book, that's been out, number 38, and just Robin Hood just looking real good here. I don't know if there's anything much more, and then you just talk about the cons again. and then our back issues of trades for Robin Hood, past arcs. So thank you very much for stopping by the Temple of Tomes. I'm at 106 subscribers. It was just 2 days ago. I was hoping to hit 100, and I put that plea out there. One person watched that particular video, and before that person even watched it, I hit 100. So I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden I have 106. So thank you very much for your support. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. Once again, this is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.